Hello, I see 18 people are here. 19. All right. I hope I'm audible. Can you hear me? Oops, I don't see any response. Yes. All right. Yes, Raj Tiwari is saying yes. Neeraj Goyal is saying Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, sir. Nice to see you. And Jivan Panda is saying yes, sir. Hema Kothari is saying hello. Hello, Hema ji. Sri Soma is saying hi. Okay. Ramya Nadig, Yash Raj Tiwari, yes. Akanksha Yadav, Pranav Bhutkar. Nilki is saying Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna. Kajal Thakkar, yes. All right. Kajal Thakkar is saying, how are you? How are, sir? Or maybe, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. I hope you are also good. And I hope everybody else is good. So today, it's a very special time which has started in India and all over the world, but especially in India. This is known as the Pitru Paksha. So, if you go to the calendar, you will see Pitru Paksha is from 20th of September and it's going on till 6th of October, roughly. Okay, so this is a very special time where there are a lot of things which are mentioned in the scriptures. This is a special time which is used for paying our respects and reverences to our ancestors, the Purvajas, as we say in Sanskrit, right? Um, who are actually the cause of our existence. So therefore, there are a lot of things associated with this festival, and we shall discuss a bit today regarding this and what are the things that you should do, what are things that you should avoid, and especially this paksha is very important if it's important for everybody, but it is bit more important for those people whose parents are not there anymore, right? So it's important for all, but if your mother or father they have left their bodies, then this is much more important for you. Okay, and even if your grandparents have left their bodies, then also this is very important for you. And yeah, so in general, we have to understand where does this word pitru come from. Okay, so pitris are our actually the ancestors. So the word pita is representing our father, right? The cause of our existence. And so from that, the pitris, so it's like the plural of pita. It's like the pitas, so the fathers, right? Father, grandfather, and all the ancestors. So there is actually a place which is known as Pitraloka. Okay, so Pitraloka is the place where the Pitris reside, and also Yamaraj resides there. So that is so Pitraloka is also known as Yamaloka sometimes. Now, many times when people hear the word Yamaloka, they feel, oh, Yamaraj stays in a hellish planet. Pitraloka is a hellish planet. No, it's not a hellish planet. It's like a heavenly planet, but it's exactly not in Swargaloka. It is between Swargaloka and Bhuloka. Bhuloka is sorry, Bhuloka is the realm where we are situated currently. Uh, so there are seven islands, and then there are Varshas. So the Varsha where we are staying is known as Bharat Varsha. It's also known as Jambu Dweep sometimes. And then there are 14 planetary systems. So our the Bhuloka is the seventh from the top. Okay, So above this Bhuloka, there are six planetary systems, and below the Bhuloka, there are another seven planetary systems. Okay, so these are not planets; they are planetary systems. So depending on our karma, we go to depending on our guna and karma, of course, and our desires, right? Basically, our karma and our desires. In short, what you want and what you deserve. Basically, on basis of these two principles, we end up going to a particular loka, and then we have the hellish planets. So there are 28 special hellish planets which are outside these 14 planetary systems, uh, where people who have committed a lot of sins, they are taken away there. So Yamaraj is the one who is in charge of taking those people there. Okay, so but Yamaraj, he's also one of the 12 Mahajans, as Srimad Bhagavatam says. Swambhu Narada Shambhu Kumaro Kapilo Manu Prahlado Janako Bhishmo Balir Vayasaki Vayam. So Yamaraj is telling the name of 12, 11 Mahajans, and then he says, we are the 12 Mahajans. So he's including himself also there. So this is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto of the story of Ajamil. Okay. So therefore, this festival, this time of the year, now regarding Pitraloka. So Pitraloka is the place where Yamraj resides, and that place is also known as Yamloka sometimes. There are different names, Sayamnipuri. Basically, these are places. So these are above the Bhuloka. So these are like higher dimensional realms which normal human beings do not have any access to. And when we have a level of karmic access, then depending on our piety and depending on our level, then we can have access to these lokas. So, and depending on our desires and our karma, we can also go there sometimes. Okay, once this body ends, and in very rare cases, we can also go in this body itself. So we have the example of Arjuna who had gone in this same body to Swargaloka, right? Swargaloka is so Bhuloka is there, then Bhuvarloka is there, so like that. Then there is also Swargaloka, which is even above that. So Maharloka, Jnanaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, these are different lokas. So the thing is, uh, Pitraloka is somewhere between the Bhuloka and the Swargaloka. So Yamaraj resides there and the Pitris reside. So the Pitris are our ancestors. So does it mean that all of our ancestors are residing there? Well, not really. When I say Pitris reside there, it means those people who have worshipped their Pitris. Okay, so there are many traditions in India where they worship God, but they primarily worship their Pitris as a source of their existence. So those who worship their Pitris exclusively uh, end up going to Pitraloka actually. So therefore, whenever you say Pitraloka, you should understand what does it mean actually. Okay, and from the Mahabharat, the father of the Pandavas, King Pandu, after his death, he had also gone to Pitraloka. Yes, he went to Pitraloka. So that is one example that we have. And the thing is, this time period is known as Pitru Paksha. So it's a time period related to your Pitri. So this is a time where we should set aside certain time of the day, especially to do some activities related to our Pitris, actually our ancestors, even if we are not primarily worshipping our Pitri. So this does not mean that anybody who does certain religious practices during Pitru Paksha will end up going to Pitraloka. It doesn't mean that, but we should do this as a sense of duty and as out of love and reverence and gratitude for our ancestors, for Mother Nature in general. And therefore, the things that we do during this, see, it's like karma, they say. So if you do good activities during this time, then these activities will actually benefit your pitris, your ancestors, either they are in Pitraloka or whichever planetary system they are within this material world. It will benefit them somehow, right? So it's like saying you they give you this life, and now you have a chance to give them something good, right? So give them something in return. So therefore, whatever good you do, they get a share of it during this Pitru Paksha. And of course, whatever bad you do, that share also goes to them. Okay. So therefore, we should be very careful regarding what we do during this Pitru Paksha, because the good and the bad gets multiplied and it gets transmitted above. Okay. And which is what natural that it will also be transmitted to our children, of course. Okay. So therefore, in Pitru Paksha, it's very essential that we keep an eye on our desires and our actions, that we do not do anything which is not recommended in the scriptures, which is prohibited, and also we do those things which are recommended in the scriptures. Okay, like doing more spiritual practices, doing charity, giving yourself to others in whatever way possible, right, depending on our capacity. And yeah, trying to avoid those things which are prohibited, like for example, as the Srimad Bhagavatam says, the four regulative principles, the four pillars of sin, we should avoid it during this time. So firstly, it is eating meat, right? Meat, fish, and eggs. So, why? Because animals have a very developed consciousness, and they really experience very severe pain. So therefore, killing them is like, killing our brothers and sisters, because God is our common father, and they are like our brothers and sisters, right? And human body is also not designed to eat meat. That is scientifically, now there's a lot of evidence which proves this. And because meat is in tamoguna as per the scriptures, it's in rajoguna actually and tamoguna. So meat will, pull us down, and it will make us more lethargic, and it makes us more dull, and it steals away our capacity for self realization. And then we have intoxication. So any form of intoxication is not good. That is not that's it is advised that you stay away from it, because that takes you to tamoguna. And it will make you more dull, and it will suck away your ability to be like a normal human being, right? And then we have gambling. Well, we all know what gambling is, how disastrous gambling can be. We have the example of the Mahabharat, where this dreaded gambling match occurred between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, and then the rest is history, of course. Draupadi was insulted, the Pandavas lost everything, and then the Kauravas finally perished. It's like a big bloody bloodbath, right? So stay away from any kind of activities like betting, gambling, like future, like fortune telling or something. Not from astrological perspective, but like many people do in stock markets. They go into some, like options trading or something like this, or share betting, or sports betting and all this, horse trading, whatever. I mean, whatever, so many things they go on in the name of gambling. It can be something very small, like when I used to go to my village Swalkuchi in Assam in India a long time back. I mean, I go now also, but long time back, around 20-25 years back, when I used to go, I used to see, some small boys, very small, like 2 years, 3 years. 4 years, they would play some kind of play with some kind of money. It's like in Hindi they say, paisa khelna. uh, so it's like they will do some short bet, this some paisa they will bet, in as per dollar terms, some cents, of course. So therefore, this is not recommended. And of course, the fourth pillar of sin, which is the topmost of all sins, that is illicit sex, which represents, indulging with anybody other than your spouse, right? So therefore, it's very important that we abstain from all this. And the fourth regulative principle also extends to, like, um, behaving very loosely with the members of the opposite sex, and keeping too much contact with the opposite sex more than what is required. Okay. And putting your eye on the opposite sex, and yeah, as I said, interacting with them more than what is necessary. And of course, watching things in the internet like adult material, pornography, and all these also come within the fourth regulative principle. So these are the activities which we should try to avoid. And also, it is good if we can try to also avoid eating onion and garlic. It's been almost 10 years since I left eating onion and garlic. So 99.9999% of the times I don't eat. And you can also try. You will see a lot of positive changes in your life, because both of them are in tamoguna. So it's best if you can give them up completely. Okay, eventually. Uh, so now the thing is, these are like the prohibitions, and the good activities are, for example, you can do worship of your ishta devata. That can be very good. Then you can also read the Vishnu Sahasranam every day. You can read the Brahma Samhita. You can read the Purusha Shukta prayers. You can also, yeah, these are like some stutis and stotrams that can really help you. So you could play these in the morning at your home. And apart from this, on a daily basis, we should be reading the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam without fail. So when we do this, then what happens is our inner consciousness is purified. And Lord Dev says to Prahlad Maharaj in the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that whoever takes up to spiritual life, takes to spiritual life very seriously, and obtains perfection, or becomes a devotee of Lord Vishnu, so they 21 generations are delivered above and below for every generation. Okay. So sorry, not every generation, for every lifetime. So imagine in this lifetime, you are born in a, man's body or in a woman's body. You stay anywhere, in India or Germany, wherever, US, Australia, whichever tradition you belong to. So if you perfect your life spiritually, then 21 generations in this life, your father, grandfather, everybody and below, they also are delivered in the sense they get a lot of they get a lot of chance to practice spirituality. Okay. And in your previous life, suppose this life you are born in India, in previous life you are born in Pakistan maybe. So in that life also, your 21 generations above and below, and maybe next previous to that you were born in Russia maybe. So similarly, so till the time from when you are in this material world, all the lifetimes, your 21 generations above and 21 generations below, they get delivered. They get a chance to practice spirituality and to elevate themselves spirituality. So reading of the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is really, really, really very crucial. Lord Narsingh Dev and Prahlad Maharaj. This is this is very crucial. Reading the Bhagavad Gita about secrets of life and death, Atma, the soul. Because see, everybody is a soul. Your Pitris, they are also, they are like They were also souls who stayed um, in a particular body, and from their body you were born. So therefore, when you enlighten yourself spiritually, then they also get enlightened. Okay. And therefore, the best thing that you can do is to enlighten yourself and enlighten others spiritually at the level of the soul. Like, for example, you can read the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna is speaking about the soul. He's speaking to Arjuna, his beloved devotee. And you can read the Ramayana, the Mahabharata. And yeah, by doing all these activities, you can also chant mantras in the morning. You can chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This mantra is generally chanted 3 times before we start reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This mantra means I am offering my respects and obeisances to Bhagavan. Who is Bhagavan? Bhagavan Vasudev, who is Lord Krishna himself. So, and then you can also chant Om Namo Narayanaya. This mantra is very important. This mantra, the special credit for this mantra, and by the way, for Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, this mantra was given to Dhruva Maharaj by Narad Muni, and even Prahlad Maharaj would chant this whenever Hiranyakashipu would torture him and try to kill him using all different nefarious means. And Dhruva Maharaj chanted this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and within 6 months he got the darshan of Lord Vishnu. Within just 6 months, all right. And as I said, Om Namo Narayanaya. This mantra also from the Sri Sampradaya, Ramanujacharya, who is a very prominent acharya. He was the one who had blessed everybody by giving this mantra out in public, in open. So anybody who chants this mantra, it is said they obtain Lord Narayana very easily. Okay, so this mantra you can chant. Then you can also chant Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Vamanaya. This is the mantra of Lord Vamandev. You can also chant Om Namo Bhagavate Narsimhaya, right? So these are the different mantras that you can recite, and you can pray to these Vishnu avatars who can actually help you to um, benefit your life spiritually, uplift yourself, and also uplift everybody else spiritually. Okay, including your ancestors. All right. And you can also chant the mantra which they chant in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So these are the 5 mantras which you can chant. They will immensely benefit you. So you can chant one round, one mala, 108 times in a bead, uh, for till the time the Pitru Paksha is there. And while chanting these mantras, you can pray to the respective deity of the mantra, like Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You can pray to Lord Krishna that they bless your ancestors, and let they also be enlightened spiritually. Okay, so whatever good you do during this time, this passes on to your ancestors, and they reap the benefits of your activities. How amazing it is, right? So it's like a gateway. You go there and you give something, and it whoosh, shoots off. Of course, you can always do this. You can always pray for them and offer your pious results of your karma to them mentally. But during this time, it's like, as sometimes, there is offer, or there's some sale, like winter sale, summer sale, like discount. So this Pitru Paksh is like that. So whatever you do is directly passed on, okay, to them. And so therefore, do not miss this time, and please utilize it properly. And many times people also go to Banaras. Banaras is a very beautiful place in Uttar Pradesh, India. It's also known as Varanasi. So you can go there, and in the Shashwamed Ghat, you can also offer your respects to your ancestors. You can do some puja there, or you can also go to Prayagraj, which was known as Allahabad for a long time. So Prayagraj is also a very beautiful place. It's the Sangam is there. The three rivers join together. It's again there in Uttar Pradesh. You can also go to Mathura. You can go to Vrindavan. So these are. You can also go to Ayodhya, which is the birthplace of Lord Ram. So these places are very potent. And if you are in South India, you can go to Kanchipuram. You can go to Srirangam. You can go to uh, Rameshwaram also. So if you are in the east, you can visit Jagannath Puri, and if you are in the west, you can visit Dwarka, right? If you are in the north, you can visit Badrinath, right? And if you are in central India or UP, you can always visit Mathura, Vrindavan, Ayodhya, Banaras, Prayagraj, all these places. So when you visit these places, try to learn more about these places and try to enlighten yourself, and try to understand what is the significance of this place. But for Pitru Paksha, these places in UP are very, very, very potent, right? Especially Banaras and Prayagraj. Okay. So try to go if possible by following all the norms of social distancing. If you are nearby, or if you have some time, if you can take out some time, if you have parents, you can take them. You can take your children also, and you can give some donations to the sadhus who are staying there. And whatever you do, or even if you are not able to go to these places, you can see, if you are in east, you can visit Puri. If you are in west, you can go to the places that I mentioned, depending on your location, of course. But suppose you still can't go, you are staying in a city like Kolkata, or New Delhi, or Mumbai, or Chennai, or anywhere, you are staying, or maybe outside India also. So that time you can do one of the two things. You can at least give some donations online to some goshala, or to some place where spiritual knowledge is being distributed. Or you can, or rather, and or you can do that, or you can do this, you can do that, and you can do this, that you can feed some spiritually enlightened beings like sadhus. You can invite them to your home, and you can feed them, because feeding great personalities, sadhus, it's like feeding Lord Vishnu, because Lord Vishnu says, that um, when you put food in the mouth of the brahmanas, it's like putting food in my mouth. Okay. So so it's like when you offer ghee to the fire, that's like Lord Vishnu's mouth. So similarly, if you find a great personality within your city, within your town, then invite them and hear from them. The most important thing when you invite a spiritually enlightened personality is to hear from them, right? That is the most important thing. Stop speaking all nonsense about your own life, right? Many times I've gone to different places, and then people, they will invite sadhus, and the sadhus will come, and instead of hearing from them, the man in the family will keep boasting, Guruji, हमारा बड़ा बेटा अमेरिका में है, हमारी बेटी लंदन में है, हमारा बेटा यहाँ ये करता है, हमारी बेटी वो करती है ना. Oh my god. So don't do all this nonsense. For some time being, at least pretend that some great personality is there. Even if you can't, just try your hard to pretend, right? So yeah, it's unlimited number of times, millions and billions and trillions of times better to hear from them rather than boasting about where the hell your son is or where the hell your daughter is, right? It doesn't make sense to invite them if that is all you want to do, right? So you can invite them, and you can let them also pray for your ancestors, because whoever is closer to God, when they pray, then there is immediate execution from the side of God. All right. So therefore, see what you can do at your own level. Because of this corona crisis, you don't necessarily have to go somewhere, but if you can do it, if you can go, then it's great. But follow the social distancing norms, and follow the rules of that place which the government has decided. uh, um, and take the necessary precautions for travel. And if you still can't, or if you don't want to, then You can stay at your home, you can invite the sadhus, you can find them within your city. Or if you still can't do that, then you can at least chant the mantras and read the books that we just discussed. All right. So, and if you can donate, then you can donate, right? So you can see what you could do as per your own level. All right. So do it as per your desire and as per your situation, and depending on your disposition, right? What you like, what you don't like. All right. So it's not that everybody has to do all this. It depends. So you can also talk to your shiksha guru, your diksha guru. And if you have your shiksha guru, your diksha guru, you can invite them also, right? If you don't find anybody else, and then you can take enlightenment from them, and you can try to help them in any possible way. Yeah, so try your best to do whatever you can, and when you do, you can always pray to God and your pitris and thank them for the life that they've given. And you can always pray to God that whatever good you have done in your life, that that gets passed on to them, and they also bless you in return. And yeah, because if you do it for them, then